Ancient humans may have worked just 3 to 5 hours a day. That's less than most people with a full-time job. So the real question isn't how they survived boredom. It's what they did with all that free time. And the answer involves gossip, board games, and something carved from a vulture bone. But first, let's blow up what you think you know about ancient life. Imagine your phone disappears. Then your laptop. Every streaming service, podcast, and book. No movies, no radio, no sports. What would you do tomorrow? Not for a detox challenge, for your whole life. For 99% of human history, none of those things existed. No screens. No recorded music, no written stories. And yet, humans didn't just survive. They built civilization, fell in love, started wars over ideas, looked at the same stars we wonder about now. So, how did they kill time? The honest answer might surprise you. Most people assume ancient life was painfully boring. Wake up, find food, sleep, repeat, but that misses what it actually felt like from the inside. For a hunter-gatherer, every day was a live puzzle. Which way did the herd move? Is that cloud rain in 3 hours or 10? That sound prey or predator? Their world was information-dense in a way we rarely experience. Survival itself was mentally engaging, even exciting. But here's where the story flips. Because when researchers studied modern hunter-gatherer groups, the closest living window into ancient life, they found something shocking. Some groups worked only 3 to 5 hours a day to meet their basic needs. The rest of the time, socializing, resting, playing, exploring. That means our ancestors may have had more leisure time than most modern office workers. So the real question isn't how they survived. It's what they did with all those free hours. And the first answer is one you already know, but not the way you think. Picture a fire. No phones. No background music. Just people and darkness pressing in. What fills that space? Stories, not the passive kind where you sit back and absorb content. Live stories. Performed. Interactive. A good storyteller wasn't entertainment like we think of it. They were a living Wikipedia, a Netflix series, and a religious ceremony all at once. Stories encoded where the best hunting grounds were. Which plants would kill you? Why the world worked the way it did. And they were gripping because when stories are all you have, the tellers learned fast how to hold a room. But storytelling wasn't the thing ancient humans spent most of their time doing. That title belongs to something far more mundane and far more relatable. Let me pause here. What do you think people talk about most across every culture ever studied? Politics? Philosophy? The weather? Wrong, the answer is each other. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar, yes, that Dunbar, the one who gave us Dunbar's number, spent years analyzing human conversation. And he found that roughly 2/3 of talk is social. Who did what? Who's trustworthy? Who's sleeping with whom? Who's gaining status and who's losing it? We call it gossip, but it's one of humanity's oldest and most persistent behaviors. It predates civilization, predates writing. Some researchers argue it may even predate modern humans. So the very first form of small talk around a fire 200,000 years ago probably sounded like, "Did you see what Ugh did yesterday?" Unbelievable, some things are eternal. But humans didn't only talk, they played. And this is where the physical evidence gets wild. A board game called Senet was played in Egypt over 5,000 years ago. Dice made from animal bones have turned up across the ancient world. Competitions in running, throwing, wrestling appear independently in nearly every early culture. It's as if humans couldn't stop themselves from inventing games. Children's toys carved from wood and clay. Target games. Strength contests. Skill challenges. The need to play isn't a modern distraction. It's a biological drive. And the only thing that's really changed is the hardware. But there's one more activity so universal, so ancient, that archaeologists found its traces inside a cave in Germany carved from a vulture's wing bone. That bone is a flute, 40,000 years old. Modern humans are so drenched in music, we barely notice it anymore. But imagine a world before recorded sound, before radio, before instruments you could buy. In that world, every single piece of music had to be performed live by a real person standing in front of you. And still, music appeared. Flutes, drums, singing. Dancing rhythm is so old that some researchers now believe it helped drive human evolution. It binds groups together, signals safety, creates shared emotion that allowed us to cooperate at scales no other species could match. So by now, we've got stories, gossip, games, music. That sounds like a full life. But here's the uncomfortable question. Boredom, in its modern form, is strange. It doesn't appear when nothing is happening. It appears when nothing feels meaningful. And the ancient world, for all its hardship, was saturated with meaning. Community was immediate. Purpose was clear. Conversations mattered. The world outside your door was genuinely unexplored. No one's saying ancient life was better. It was brutally hard in ways we can't fully imagine. But it may have been less hollow in some of the ways that quietly erode us today. For tens of thousands of generations, humans laughed and competed and sang and wondered together. They told stories their grandchildren's grandchildren would still repeat. They played games that made them feel alive. They talked about each other because people have always been the most interesting thing in any room. And maybe the most surprising thing isn't how they killed time. It's that they may not have been trying to kill it at all. They were too busy living it. So when we ask how did ancient humans kill time, maybe that's the wrong question. They spent it on each other, on stories, on games that outlasted empires. Which makes you wonder, what are we spending ours on? That's not rhetorical. I'm actually curious. What would you do with an extra 3 hours a day? Put it in the comments. I read them.